Number one, first issue that usually happens with a thermostat is you have your fan set to on. Think of your thermostat like a brain, right? It's a controller. Nothing happens unless you call the commands with this guy right here. With that being said, the first issue I see is the fan is always set to on or circulate. And usually what that means is you'll always have constant airflow coming out of your vents, right? The first thing I want you to do is always check your vents. Make sure that you have airflow coming out the vents. Okay, yeah, if you do, that means go to your thermostat and go to fan mode here and make sure that that fan section is in the off position. That's the first issue I usually see. Second issue with thermostats that I see would always be the batteries in the back, right? Now, your thermostat usually sits on a wall like this. And as a homeowner, a lot of people don't know that you actually pull these batteries, these thermostats off the wall, check the battery in the back of your thermostat, right? The way you do so is you get a firm grip with your hand, grab it, pull it off the wall, and on the back of your thermostat, you'll see 2 AA batteries. I can't tell you how many times where I've gone to a call and all I had to do was replace the batteries, right? And that's what I'm here for today at Rent City Comfort. We don't believe in, wasting your money and wasting our time with replacing your batteries for you. And we want to take care of you before we get there, right? So common signs with bad thermostats or bad batteries in your thermostat would be the display would be faded, right? Instead of it being solid black like your numbers here, they start to fade out a lot. You gotta kind of squint to see the numbers. Bad battery would be no command. Like you turn on, you put on heat mode, put it in cool mode, and nothing's happening. Screen's faded. Or even if you have a touchscreen thermostat, the display itself, it's not registering your haptics. It's not registering you pressing down the display. Those are all symptoms of a bad batteries in your thermostat, right? Another reason why your thermostat would be failing or would appear to be failing is not in the right mode, right? So basic thermostats like this one will have, your 3-4 modes. You'll have your heat, your cool, and your off. Now, if you have a heat pump outside and you have a backup heat like a furnace or electric strip or electric furnace inside, you'll have a fourth option called EM heat or emergency heat or your backup heat source. Make sure you're in the right mode there, right? On your settings to make sure that you're getting what you're calling for. Now, if you are in the right mode, right? And if your batteries are good and the pins in the back of your thermostat are straight and the fan mode is in the off position, at this point, I would recommend getting a professional in your home to kind of help you walk through the next steps, because now we need to bust out on multimeters and do some troubleshooting, low voltage troubleshooting, right? That being said, those are kind of the 3 main issues that I always see with the systems when I show up. And in 14 years, majority of my calls are bad thermostats. So hopefully this video is able to help you, determine the next step as far as, getting your home back to the comfort that you deserve. All right. So this portion of the video is for my DIYers who want to take that next step themselves to figure out what's going on with their system and do it safely. And also for my beginning technicians out there in the field who want to just know more about the thermostats and how they actually truly function. So we're worried our thermostat isn't working. We're not getting any heat or cooling in our home, right? Your thermostat sits on the wall like so. Every thermostat, a good majority of thermostats, you can easily pull it off the wall safely by just grabbing it and pulling it off the wall, right? On the back of the thermostat, we have something called our thermostat wire, right? Or a signal wire. Now to access that, in this case, we pull this tab down on the thermostat and it exposes all these different colored wires in the system. Now, all these different colored wires all have a meaning and a purpose. But to go over with you, you have R, which is red. That'll be your 24 to 27 volts. That's your main power to the system, right? You have your W, which is white, which will be your call for heat. So anytime you put your system in heat mode, this wire will be energized with 24 to 27 volts. You have your Y, which is your call for cooling. Same situation, anytime you turn your thermostat into cooling mode, this wire will be energized for 24 to 27 volts. You have your fan, If you want to turn your fan on inside of your home or put your fan on circulate, the green wire here will do the same exact. And of course we have our common. So to make it real quick and simple for you guys, us knowing that power, the red wire, our 24 volt is our main power. If we want to find out if our thermostat is not giving us heating or cooling, in this case, we'll use heating for the example. I would just hopscotch. I would take one end of my multimeter, put it on a bare piece of metal, take the other end of a multimeter and touch red, which I should get 24, 27 volts, and then touch white, which I should be getting 24 to 27 volts when heat is called for. Same thing if you're on cooling mode, you would touch yellow to make sure there's 24 to 27 volts when the call for cooling is applied. Now, if you do not have that 24 to 27 volts at cooling or heat, depending on your application, that usually points to other signs going on in your system. And I would recommend calling a professional to take a look at your interior air handler portion of the system, because now we're doing some troubleshooting. But let's say you do have voltage, it means that your thermostat is bad and you would have to just go ahead and replace the thermostat. So this would be the last kind of step as a technician that we would check for to make sure to verify if the thermostat was the cause of the issue.